This is Twit.
We'll be back in just a moment with Christopher Lawley, who has joined us to talk about WWDC. But first, I want to take a quick break to tell you about DeleteMe, who is bringing you this episode of Tech News Weekly. Ever wonder how much of your personal data is out there on the internet for anyone to see? Oof. Can be pretty bad. It's more than you think. Your name, your contact information, sometimes your social security number, your home address, even information about your family members. It's all being compiled by data brokers and sold online. And anyone on the web can buy your private details. This can lead to identity theft, to phishing attempts, to doxing, to harassment. But now you out there can protect your privacy with DeleteMe. I am a person who exists publicly on the internet, and because of that, as someone who shares my opinions online, I do have to think about safety and security. And honestly, when I go and look at the stuff that's been out there for me in the past, it gets a little frightening, but it's easier than ever, to find that personal information about people online with the improvements, so to speak, that have come by way of AI. And yeah, that means I've got to look for a way to protect myself. That's why I personally recommend and use DeleteMe. DeleteMe is a subscription service that removes your personal information from hundreds of data brokers. And that subscription service portion is very important. You need to subscribe because the service needs to continue to act to remove your data online, because those data brokers are constantly gobbling up your data and keeping it online. So you got to go in and keep removing it. You can sign up and provide DeleteMe with the exact information you want deleted. So it's not going to remove stuff that I don't want it to remove. And then the experts take it from there. DeleteMe sends you regular personalized privacy reports showing what info they found, where they found it, and what they removed. And this is, again, the important part. DeleteMe, it's not just a one-time service. It's always working for you, constantly monitoring and removing that data that you don't want online. You don't want it on the internet. I, of course, as I've mentioned, have used DeleteMe, and I was kind of impressed with how quickly it worked to get rid of my data online. But more importantly for me, the important aspect of it is that it got rid of my family's information. That was a little frightening to go and see that. Having a way to protect them from some of the harassment and weird behavior that I've experienced is something that's important to me. So that is where DeleteMe has helped. To put it simply, DeleteMe does all the hard work of wiping your and your family's personal information from data broker websites. So take control of your data, keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe at a special discount for our listeners. Today, you can get 20% off your DeleteMe plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/twit and use the promo code TWIT at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/twit and enter the code TWIT, TWIT, at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/twit with the code TWIT. And our thanks to DeleteMe for sponsoring this week's episode of Tech News Weekly.